Hi there, Esther. What I'm going to do, since unfortunately your schedule doesn't align with mine, I'm simply going to record an explanation for all of these. And then obviously you can do your own work. And if you need help with one, then you have every single one of these problems explained. So this will probably take 2 videos. So the diagram shows intersecting planes P and S labeled with points on the plane. Which of these 4 points are coplanar? So I'm going to give an explanation. Collinear means on the same line. So we would say PQR are on the same line. And then coplanar, PQR would be, this would be coplanar on the same plane. So here PQR are collinear, here PQ and R are coplanar. So coplanar on a plane. All right, so on the orange plane, it would be D, B, G, and P would be coplanar on whatever this plane is. I'm not sure if it's P or S. I don't see the label. And then going this way, E, A, B, C, and F are coplanar. Oh, P is the name of the plane. So that's P. Got it. So these are the 4 points that are coplanar because we want 4. So it'd be E, A, B, C, and F. Those are all coplanar. Point C is between AT, excuse me. Very important, between does not mean midpoint. So offset it. Doesn't matter which way you offset it. We're going to draw it to scale here. We're told that A to T, colors really make this pop, is 78. And C to T is 45. It's asking what C to A is. And that's pretty self-explanatory, that it's simply this big angle. Excuse me, we're learning angles right now, not segments. This big segment minus this segment gets you that one. We have an angle ABC. And it's being bisected, which means cut in half by BD. And whenever something's bisected, you sweep, hatch, sweep, hatch. And then we're going to put this in ABC. This whole thing is 6x minus 7. CBD, which is only from here to here, is 3/2 x plus 19. And it's asking you whether it's acute, right, or obtuse. So obviously you need to solve for x. So what's going on here is the fact that these 2 yellow angles add up to the red angle. So the yellow angles add up to the red angle. So one of the yellow angles is 3/2 x plus 19 plus, because these are bisected, that means this is the same as that. So you simply double it, 3/2 x plus 19 equals, I'm running out of space here. Let me move this whole thing over. 3/2 x plus 19 plus 3/2 x plus 19 equals the red angle, which is 6x minus 7. Alrighty, so we collect like terms. 3/2 plus 3/2 ends up being 6/2, which means technically it's 3/1, which means we'll just leave it at that. So I have 3/1 x plus 28 equals 6x minus 7. 3/1 is basically just 3. So that's that little trick there. Solving for x, of course. Got that one wrong there. That's 38. 38. Got it. Cancel. That's going to be 45 equals 3x. And we solve, of course, and x equals 15. Nowhere near done. So we take a look up here. If x equals 15, we already look at A, B, C. So this is going to be 6 times 15 minus 7. And then that's going to give you the answer on whether or not it's acute, right, or obtuse. Physically trace these. What's important here, those, you got a bunch of what are called vertical angles. So the angles directly, like an X, directly across from each other, they are called vertical. And they're also congruent. Same thing with 3 and 1, they're vertical and congruent. Notice the hatch marks. Also, what you want to watch out for is angles that share a spine and make a line. They add up to 180, so angle 2 and 3 add up to 180. Knowing this, it's asking about angles 2 and 3. So we know that the measure angle 2 plus measure angle 3 equals 180. So now we circle, plug it in. And then you solve for x. Now, if you were in my class, I would make you plug whatever x back in, and then you solve for these angles, and the 2 green angles should be equal. The 2 red angles should be equal. And then, of course, these blue angles back to back add up to 180. It says, which of the property of equality justifies proceeding from step 1 to 2 and solving the equation below? We're just going to do all of them right here. So what's going on from here to here is a distributive property. Then going from here to here, we added 9 to both sides. So we call that the addition property because you're working on both sides. And then from here, this line to this line, we divided by 6, of course, both sides. And that is called the, from here to here, division property. You can't just say division. Because you're working both sides of that equal sign, you have to call it addition, subtraction, multiplication, division property. All right, so now we do this laterally. I'm going to put it vertically because that's how you're used to doing your math. So we have 3x plus 2 equals 72. And then your next line reads 3x equals 70. You ask yourself, what happened? We minus 2 both sides. Therefore, that would be the subtraction property of equality. Subtraction property of equality. B is a midpoint, which means hatch marks, if that's a midpoint. And of PK, so P, K, we're told B to K is 37. We're being asked to find PK. It's pretty obvious. Midpoint means you simply double it and you take it from there. Watch out for these angles, super important. Once again, angles directly across from each other are vertical and they're congruent. Angles that share I call it share a spine, make a line. They share a spine, make a line. They're called linear pairs. That adds up to 180. So these two angles are linear pairs. They share a spine and make a line, which means they add up to 180. So our equation here, of course, is going to be 3 plus 5x plus 4x plus 15 equals 180. And that is because they are a linear pair. Let's see, I have time for just 2 more here. You are told that M, R, S, 136. We have here share a spine, make a line. That's a linear pair. Therefore, it adds up to 180. So it should be pretty obvious what you do to get the green. You subtract. Alrighty. Equal to 90 is right. If an angle is bigger than 90, of course, it's obtuse. If an angle is less than 90, it's acute. And if it is exactly 180, we call that a straight angle.